Welcome to Something Crunchy. Tyler is homies with Blake. Blake is the older bro of Blair. Blair is married to Tyler and is a slutty slut.
Welcome to Something Crunchy.
What the hell is crunchy?
Welcome to Something Crunchy.
All right, back in the studio with Tootie and the Beefish. Let's put them up. How are we feeling tonight?
I'm back, baby. If I was any more Baxter Mix-a-Lot, be writing a song about me.
Welcome back, brother.
Yeah, it's good to be
Yes.
Feeling good.
100%. 100%.
So nice.
I'm excited about tonight, y'all.
Glad to have you back in the saddle.
Thank you.
Well, Valentine's Day is coming up.
Let's make some lovely.
VD,
VD.
the big one.
It's the big one.
It's a fun one to talk about. And before we get into it, I do want to cheers one more time to my favorite couple, Blair and Tyler.
Aw.
Happy Valentine's Day to you two.
Thank you.
Ew.
Well,
Love you, baby.
Even though we like to celebrate our love every day. That's
right.
It's just another day.
you guys are
but-
gross. I didn't mean for it to be a thing. Okay. Well, it is a holiday.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sort of.
you know what we do around here for the holidays. You know what that means.
We do it big.
First things first.
Story time.
Disaster stories.
Yeah.
Always.
Worst of.
It's boner time. Time. Get the curtains. It's boner time.
Oh, it's perfect. Yes. I'm yoked. I got some good ones. Tonight. Do we start with disaster stories?
Of course.
Do we just get right into
Yeah.
the disaster?
That's how we got to start it.
Yep.
Okay. All right, let's start with this one here. My college boyfriend gets his buddy to let us use his parents' fancy New York apartment while they're out of town. So we make dinner, get naked, and start rolling around on the floor.
Okay.
But his
course.
friend's parents have cats, and I'm horribly allergic to cats.
Oh.
So I'm sneezing and my eyes are tearing up, but I am determined to ignore it all and have the best sex of my life. Then my vajayjay must have been exposed to some kitty hair because it starts to swell up. And I mean really swell up.
Oh, no.
I've never seen anything like it before or since. Naturally, the V-Day fun stopped there.
Oh, poor thing.
I mean, some people are really into that. You should have just kept on going. Just ride that out.
Tyler J.
Just ride it out, you know? It's a little extra.
Use that to your advantage, my friend.
That's right, a little extra tickle.
Yeah. Maybe you didn't think
Get a
about it. He
little
had a
extra
thing
squeeze.
for swollen vajayjays.
Yeah.
So
Heck, I
awful,
know
yeah.
I would.
Heck, I know I would. As long as it's
I'm
not,
into it if you are.
not cutting off your airway, everybody's fine.
Oh, my God. Y'all are awful.
This is terrible. The first time meeting her, she was extremely clingy and was already planning our wedding and how many kids we were having.
Oh, no.
I had already known her for an hour.
Stage 5.
Oh, God.
Stage 5.
Being 18, I wasn't ready for this.
Oh, my God.
And she was scaring me a lot, getting very obsessed over me, giving looks of disgust to every female who looked at me. Fortunately, after the meal, we went to go get snacks from a corner shop, and I accidentally bought a chocolate bar with nuts in it while having a severe nut allergy. I was rushed to the hospital where I almost died, but the next day I was discharged and went to my mate's where he called her and told her that I died.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
We've had no contact since.
Well, yeah.
She, like, literally thinks he died.
Oh,
She'll be telling
no.
that story for the rest of her life.
No
Like, we had this
kidding.
beautiful Valentine's Day, and then he died.
We had this weird date. He ate a chocolate bar, and that was it.
That was it.
He was gone.
He was gone forever.
Yeah.
I don't know what I did.
Oh, my God. Valentine.
I was taking him to meet my parents the next day.
Okay, crazy.
During the second date, the man in question invited me to his house. After a semi-pleasant evening, I was sitting on the couch, and he sat on the floor as we were hanging out watching a film. Without any encouragement or warning, he launched himself at me, thrust his face into my cleavage. I screamed and jumped up, only to leave him in a heap on the floor with blood gushing from his face.
Oh, my God. What?
Turns out the wire had protruded from my bra and got caught underneath his chin.
Oh. Yeah, why are you like
Bloody Valentine's
smashing
Day.
your face into
Yeah.
her chest? Like, gee, easy.
Nice and easy.
Yeah.
I was on a date with this guy. And we went to Olive Garden because, I mean, hey, it's Olive Garden.
That's where you go on a date.
We went through the whole dinner. Everything was going great, you know. We were going to see a movie. It was all going to be a good date. And then my dessert came. He was checking his phone, and my dessert was set in front of me, and there was an engagement ring on it. This was our second date.
No.
I grabbed my stuff, and I booked it to the bathroom, and I just went out the front door. I never came back because I was like, dude, who proposes on the second date?
Oh my God.
I don't even think he knew my last name.
Was it like seriously for her? Like it was a real engagement proposal?
I was supposed so. I don't know.
I would be like, you better tell me this is a mistake and for the wrong table, or I'm not coming back. I'm
What if
outta
it
here.
was? What if he just looked down and was like, oh, excuse me, this isn't us?
Like, well, your date left because she thought it was yours. So
Yeah, if that is your plan, it's not going to work. And if it doesn't work, you don't want that to be your plan anymore. Either way, that's a bad move.
not gonna work.
It's an outdated plan, and the success rate is not as high as you would like it to be.
and
Oh,
most people
no.
are gonna run for the hills like she did.
The good ones are.
Best case scenario, you get the
I
cheesy
wouldn't.
strangers in the restaurant clap.
Yeah, oh boy.
Yeah.
We had a whole boardwalk and half of a hotel and all that
Right?
looking over us, cheering for us, and we
So nice.
didn't even notice anybody was even there.
Much
No,
better.
I could care less.
Yeah.
What else was there?
Put something funny in her food later, but don't do it
Yeah.
Yeah.
engagement. Come on.
And not on the second date.
Yeah, that's crazy
What are you
talk.
crazy? Yeah.
This is closer
Who
to
you
the way you
calling a
guys did it.
psycho?
5150, this motherfucker.
A new guy surprised me by planning the perfect Valentine's Day date. A romantic dinner followed by a fireworks show on the beach. Everything was great until the check arrived. He asked me, hey, should we split it, or do you just want to pay for your own meal? After dinner, we took a walk on the pier. He bumped into a girl who was obviously his ex-girlfriend, and after talking and laughing for about 20 minutes, without including me, he finally said, oh, sorry, this is my friend Kat. And we broke up the next day.
This is my friend. Yeah. I'm like, you motherfucker. Oh my God.
Cat sounds like
This
a
is
real
my other
bitch.
daughter.
I thought that's how he was explaining the girlfriend that he was like proposing to. Like, oh, and now I'm just like your fucking friend. That is hilarious.
After secretly dating two guys, Dan and Joe, for a few months, I told Joe I didn't want a relationship so that I could get serious with Dan. On Valentine's Day, Dan took me out to dinner, and I almost choked on my drink when our waiter arrived. It was Joe.
Oh, no.
To make matters worse,
Oh, man.
Dan ordered a dish with some bechamel sauce, which he loved. He gushed to the waiter, a.k.a. my ex, and said, if she could cook like this, I'd marry her. Oh. I wanted to die.
Oh, ooh, that's a little awkward.
Yeah, that's,
an awkward
that's,
moment.
that's hard to swallow, though.
Oh, that's hilarious.
She's going to have a tough time swallowing that one,
It's hard to take that all in.
you know.
I met a guy in our local supermarket, and we got to talking. We arranged to meet up a few days later, but he phoned me the night before and told me he'd shot himself in the leg and he was in the hospital, so we couldn't make our date. I visited him
That's
in the
an excuse.
hospital, and we did eventually go on our date, but we both agreed that it wouldn't work out, and I never saw him again.
He did actually shoot himself?
Yeah, he shot himself in the leg.
Oh, I thought that was
Wow.
like excuse city
No,
to try and
no,
get out of
man.
it.
She went to the hospital, and
Aw.
what if she was like, he was using me as an excuse, and she was like, oh, okay,
That's
well,
what I was
I'll
thinking.
come and check on you
And-
at the hospital.
Yeah,
and he
he's
was like,
oh, I gotta
"Shit,
shoot my.
give me the gun.
I gotta shoot. Yeah,
Should I do it then?
I gotta fucking do it now.
All right.
What's easier, the calf or the thigh?
Oh my God.
Ready? Ready?
Billy, you shot me too deep, man.
Why'd you tell me to use that excuse? It's fucking terrible. Oh my God.
All right. Okay.
Let's bring it back.
About a year and a half after a boyfriend broke up with, why is this all female? I'm just realizing now this is all female stories.
Oh, yeah.
Has there been a guy story yet?
Well, no, of course not, because
Females
we don't
get pissed at
fucking
me.
care. more about Valentine's Day. It's all for the females.
I've done up some Valentine's Day.
But have you ever been let down because something bad didn't, something good
Like,
didn't
do you
go
care
down?
that
Like,
much where
yeah.
you're like
I
that
wouldn't
let
go.
down?
I wouldn't go chirping about it afterwards and like
No.
talk about it. Like, no.
Of course not.
No.
It's all up to us to make it perfect and take the gigantic fall afterwards if it's not.
Sounds like a lot of pressure.
It is.
Sounds like a lot of pressure.
Good thing I could care less about it.
That's why I love you.
Who knew?
About a year and a half after a boyfriend broke up with me, and after not hearing from him for all that time, an email from him popped up into my inbox on Valentine's Day with the headline, "Please read. Very important."
Oh, okay.
Okay.
My heart jumped as I began thinking he had been missing me and had chosen this most significant of days to express his regret at ending the relationship. But when I opened the email, it was a mass mailing he had sent out rallying support for keeping the Pledge of Allegiance in schools.
Oh, she just set herself up for that one.
She's setting herself up for failure.
Yeah. I mean, you get it. When you think please read important, I mean, your ex, I get it.
Get it?
It's just a flyer.
No.
He's not missing you. Yeah.
He doesn't care.
I love this one. This is a good girl story. I was a freshman in college, and my boyfriend wanted a blowjob. Though I had done stuff before, I was still learning how to round the bases. A cool, older girl offered a lot of advice about oral sex. Pretend his junk is an ice cream cone, she said. Gunther.
The ice cream store.
Father called. He wants to take you to the ice cream store.
Pretend his junk is an ice cream cone, she said. Play with his balls, and also wake him up with a blowjob. He'll love it.
It's good advice.
That's great advice.
I decided to proffer his first blowjob as a gift on Valentine's Day. The night before V-Day, I'm so excited. I just lie there, wake all night, waiting for him to fall asleep, waiting for him to stay asleep, waiting for him to wake up. I'm like Jojo the Indian Circus boy. I'm a pretty new pet. I love my new pet.
You're naughty.
Massage it.
Stroke it.
Naughty.
Naughty.
Naughty pet.
Love it.
Finally, as daylight breaks and he's stirring, I go for it. He's hard, and it gets harder in my mouth. He seems to be into it when all of a sudden he wakes up in shock and in one lightning fast reflex sits bolt upright and punches me square in the nose. Oh. Really hard. Despite what pornography may suggest, some men do not react well to being woken up by sex.
Oh, punched in the face.
Oh, no.
So we got to the
no.
campus health center where we spent the day having my nose reset and explaining that it wasn't domestic violence. For dinner, he takes me to Taco Bell, where we spend the meal arguing whether or not I'm a sexual predator. To this day, I get really nervous initiating morning sex, so I'll sort of stare into his face while rubbing his thigh until I end up in what I am told has become my signature sex move. Hand jobs with weirdly intense eye contact. My nose is still bigger than it used to be.
Well, at least they're still together. Like,
And that's hilarious.
yeah,
I'm
good
sorry.
for them for sticking that one out.
Hell yeah.
That's just a great story.
That's something to tell the
I love
grandkids.
It's a fantastic.
This is on the Tyler with all the grandkids. You want to hear a funny story about your grandmother and me?
Tell Jimmy why your nose is so big. Jimmy wants to know why grandma's nose is so big. Yeah. Tell her.
You're not telling the grandkids the story again, are you?
There I was.
I met a guy singing karaoke at a bar, and he texted something like, "Let's hang out on Friday." And I thought, what a bold move. Valentine's Day. First date? Why not? So I met him at a bar during a snowstorm. Ended up back at his place pretty early, maybe 9 p.m. We walk in and his brother is super stoned on the couch, 3 seasons of Bones DVDs scattered around him, having a marathon. Okay, so we go into the kitchen, and my date pulls out a bong that is like as tall as I am. I don't smoke that much weed, but we're there, so I smoke it.
So I hit it.
Found
Why
some
don't you roll
weed,
that
and
up?
I want to smoke
kind of
it.
want to smoke it.
You guys have a lighter?
So I smoke it, and I get so high that I can't see straight.
Oh, no.
At which point, he puts on a CD of his own really bad folk acoustic band. It's so loud, and I'm so high.
I'm just so high.
And
Too high for this folk music.
And finally, I say, let's just go to the bedroom, and it's just to get away from the music. So we start making out, mostly to kill time, because I'm way too high to drive home. Then all of a sudden, he's completely naked. I'm completely clothed. I basically ignore his nudity, which is easy because it's a pretty limp situation. He's on top of me when he gazes deep into my stoned eyes. He says, I haven't been able to keep it up since going on antipsychotics after my psychotic break during an LSD trip. I'm not kidding. I wonder whether a man like that should smoke so much weed. But I tried giving his flaccid dick a hand job. There is nothing sadder than a flaccid hand job.
The pity flaccid.
It was laborious and mechanical. I listened to Bones the whole time. Then I lie there for 15 minutes.
Was the brother
And
still there?
Yes.
Apparently finishing off that marathon.
We're in the next room. Then I lie there for 15 minutes, though I'm still too high to drive. I pretend I'm fine, go out to my car to sober up alone in the freezing cold because it's better than the scene inside. I sat there in my car, doing nothing for about half an hour. He still sends me Facebook invitations to see his band play.
Oh my God. Poor thing.
Yeah.
That is Valentine's.
That's a tough one.
That's a tough one.
Hopefully she didn't have high expectations for that one.
See,
Because that's how you set yourself up for failure again.
man, and maybe not go so hard on the LSD.
Yeah. Definitely stay away from that psychotic.
I mean, just do,
break.
just do a little bit. Don't do a whole lot.
Yeah. Not so much that you
It's
go
all about
limp
moderation.
forever.
It's all about moderation. My boyfriend at the time had made reservations for lunch at a nice restaurant, but never came to pick me up. 2 hours later, he calls me to let me know he simply got distracted trying to memorize song lyrics and that it wasn't a big deal because he had a backup plan. We saw Avatar for the 4th time.
For the 4th time.
Romantic.
Driving through Southern California, I stopped at a roadside stand that sold fruit, vegetables, and crafts.
It's fun.
As I went to pay, I noticed the young woman behind the counter was painting a sign. Why the new sign? I asked. My boyfriend didn't approve of the old one, she said. When I glanced at what hung above the counter, I understood. It declared, "Local honey dates nuts."
I mean,
I would have left it.
it's funny.
I would have been like, yeah, we're roadside, need something a little clever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
You
all,
need
You need something catchy. You need something snappy.
I'm all for a little cheese on the side of the road.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all cheeky fun.
It's the only thing that makes them stop.
It's a little cheeky. All right, last one here. I got a stuffed dog in a sweet, heartfelt declaration of undying love that was written for the guy that she had just broken up with to be with me. She just figured, screw it. It's already written and sealed. She even scratched his name off the envelope and wrote mine. We didn't last long. And that was the first and only male-inspired story that I found for
Wow.
Valentine's Day.
The only one.
That was a bad Valentine's Day
I mean,
present.
yeah.
Yeah.
Can y'all think
Can't
of any
reuse.
memorable bad Valentine's Day presents?
I mean, I've actually been pretty lucky, I think, on that front.
Oh man, I've
Getting some bad stuff.
just gotten an array of weird stuff.
I feel like guys have gotten weirder gifts because, well, no, that's actually not true because guys think they like are getting. I've heard friends have some funny stories where they're like, I don't know what he was thinking.
Yeah, I've had a few of those, but I've also had some really, really good ones. Really, for every bad one, I've had a good one too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of good ones.
Let's take to bad Valentine's Day presents.
Yeah.
Turn it over to Tyler. I know you got some know you got some bad
Well, I
Valentine's
got a
Day
whole
presents lined
list.
up.
Yeah, I
I
got
want
a
to hear
whole
it.
list of bad ones.
I want to dive into it.
Before that, I'd like to mention our first Valentine's Day together. Blair and I got each other the exact same thing.
Now that's worth mentioning.
That's pretty funny.
We
oh, that's
literally
right.
got
The
each other
chocolate
the-
fondue fountain.
Yeah.
Yes.
Both of
That's
us.
not
like,
even like a, oh yeah, we got each other like we both got each other
same
Same
bars.
sweetheart candy.
or like,
or
we,
like
yeah,
I
we
don't
both
know.
got the same box of candies. Like no, chocolate fondue fountain.
I don't know why.
And
What
we
a
both had
strange-
like the same idea, and we both got like different fruits.
It wasn't
and
even
different stuff.
It
to
wasn't the
dunk
same
in it.
brand either. Like it was just
No.
two different chocolate fondue fountains.
Totally different. And
We've always been on the same mindset.
yeah, like I was reading your mind from day one.
Oh, definitely.
You think you guys would be serving more chocolate fondue than you do?
We need to bust out the fountain.
Yeah.
It's because like
What's
one
wrong
of
with
them's
you?
in the bathroom, the other one's in the other bathroom.
Where they belong.
That's right. Some bad ones here. Most of these are from Reddit, but my dad gave my stepmom a toilet seat once for Valentine's Day. He genuinely thought he had given her the best gift ever. This happened over 5 years ago, and we still laugh about it to this day. But that's not all. It was the most generic toilet seat ever, not even one of those fancy ones that go down slowly.
If you're gonna give me a toilet seat, it better be a fancy one.
Make it light up or heat or go down slow or something. Just not the same old white one.
See, and that's where you like the thought that counts, where it's like, you know,
the thought
certain
that
things are
counts.
better like on other days than Valentine's.
Maybe
Just
not-
do it on Tuesday, okay? Just do it
Yeah.
after Valentine's.
It's more of like a surprise gift.
Yeah. Yeah, you ruined the last one, so I got you a new one so nobody noticed. Like that's
How
better
much
for
do you love me
Valentine's.
now?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Valentine's Day, like looking out for your significant other.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, my dad gave my mom a set of jumper cables for Valentine's Day. That's nice.
That's classy.
That's sexy.
Very cosmopolitan.
So sexy.
As it turns out, the story has a happy ending. He was in the doghouse for a couple of nights, but about a week later, her battery dies, and Dad was a hero again.
I was about to say until her battery dies,
Yeah.
be like, good thing I have these jumper cables. Again, not for Valentine's.
Not a good Valentine's
Not
Day
for
gift.
Valentine.
Practical. Great
Just
gift.
throw it in the car and be like, you
Yeah.
know what? I got you set up. And then just like,
Little
not
thinking
for
about you
Valentine's.
gift.
Yeah.
Not Valentine's.
You hate me now. You'll love me later. My husband, then boyfriend, once gave me a picture frame filled with his hair.
Oh,
He
no.
thought it'd be romantic, but
Never.
That's totally. You haven't done
I
that
didn't
before?
agree.
Hair is not romantic.
Y'all have never given a hair card?
Oh,
Just like
here's a lock.
a
of my
DNA
hair.
card? No. A girl I started dating a couple months ago before Valentine's Day had just gotten out of a long-term relationship with her high school sweetheart. She handed me a cute little bag with a candy, a teddy bear, and a card. I opened the card, and I read as she poured out her soul to her ex-boyfriend about how much she still thinks about him and loves him.
Oh my God. That's so
Evidently,
awkward.
she made 2 bags. One
Rambled
for me.
on for 18 pages.
Front and back.
One for me, one for the ex, and she mixed them up. After she left, I just sat there in my bed, a little bag. I ate the chocolates, and I held the little teddy bear that she gave me, and it smelled like her perfume. And to this day, when I smell that perfume, I think of her.
Oh, that's just sad.
It's a sweet lad.
It's a sad story.
Sad.
And the girl you like is still obsessed with her ex. Sad.
Oh.
You have to like read every detail of it.
Yeah. But
No
Yeah,
one.
she really
I'll
loves
never
him.
love
All over it.
anyone like I love you.
it's a beautiful thing.
And your
love for
huge
him.
penis.
Baby, come back. My wife and I had a contest to see who could give each other the worst gift.
There you go.
Yeah, we should do this.
That's awesome.
That's fun competition.
Clever.
She got me a wine bottle stopper that's a little guy with a big dick, the dick being the stopper.
It's a great
That's
gift.
a great gift.
I got her granny panties and an enema.
Now that is not a good gift.
Both agree that I won.
We both agree I won.
Yeah.
Yeah, you win.
Everyone would agree.
Panties
That's awesome.
And an
and
enema.
enema. That's like a hot bag for your backside.
Love you.
A bottle of bleach with a zany straw. That was somebody's gift. Just a bottle of bleach.
Oh my God.
With a
like drink bleach?
twisty, wild, zany straw.
Jesus Christ.
Have a good time
That
with your new
is-
straw. Drink some of this bleach.
Wow.
That's a little creepy.
Wow.
Like, what are you saying?
Whatever list this was on, that was only 17 of the worst ones.
Really?
Yeah. Last Valentine's, my girlfriend found a sweater that my ex left a long time ago in my closet. I didn't have the heart to tell her it was from my ex, so I said I had bought it for her from Valentine's Day. She was so surprised and happy, and she absolutely loves the sweater. She wears it all the time.
Oh, God, no. He probably is so awkward every time he sees that sweater. He's like, fuck.
Awkward.
Yeah, that's not good.
I was about to move 8 hours away for a life-saving lung transplant and was on oxygen 24/7. My boyfriend of 4 years bought me jeans because he was tired of me not caring about my appearance and wanted me to dress nicer.
My God, what a dick.
Fucking dick.
Fuck you, Eugene.
Right.
You dress nice.
really let yourself
trying to
go.
breathe.
You really let yourself go.
You don't even get out of bed anymore.
God.
That's so bad. That's messed up.
Here's some
That's
new
awful.
pants.
Here's some jeans. Get your shit together.
My boyfriend drew me pictures of people having sex in different positions. It was awkward.
I mean, was it like a like
We should try some
Yeah.
Kama Sutra.
Or like,
like
Or
what do you
just
I
like,
got you some art.
here's some like awkward stick figures.
Like-
and, like no.
I drew it
maybe,
myself.
maybe it's just like his way of being like, what do you think of these?
Yeah. The wheelbarrow.
What do you think
Like, what do you
of
think
these?
of these?
Look at this one.
What does this do for you? Anything?
And check out this last one here. Did you see
Anything?
this last one here
How does
again?
this one make you feel when you look at it?
The reverse jackhammer? You into it?
Any thoughts on it?
So one leg goes up.
Now, do you get it? Do you get it?
All I got was an e-card that said, just remember, this Valentine's Day, blowjobs are like flowers for men. Then he showed
What
up
an
2
e-card.
hours late for our Valentine's
Oh,
date.
please. Sends an e-card about
E-card?
blowjobs and then shows up 2 hours late.
Sends a B card.
Sends a big...
A PGA card.
Oh, my God.
Last one, this one's pretty bad. I got a teddy bear that said, "Who's your daddy?"
Oh, we've already discussed how much we hate Who's Your Daddy.
No one likes
anything with daddy.
No one likes an adult using daddy. You just get past an age where you just can't say that anymore. And with that said, let's take a break.
Enjoying something crunchy? Follow us on social media and tweet us your comments and questions at crunch_cast. We encourage you to participate and thank you for listening.
We're back. That was good stuff.
Yes.
The way we start the episode, right? Now, turn it over to Blair. Understand we got a little bit of a game skis
We
ready.
do.
Don't know what
We
it is.
do.
I just know to be excited.
I got a memo that said, "Fucking get excited." I have no idea what it's about.
Hey,
but
babe.
She sent us a
Could you do
couple-
me a favor and get fucking excited?
That's all I got.
Yes, I do have a game for you. It is called Kids Club or Gentlemen's Club.
Ooh.
Okay. So these, I know.
Well done.
Thank
It's a
you.
50-50 game. I
Yeah.
love it.
So I'm gonna have some names of whether it's some sort of business. Okay, let's say. So you tell me if you think it's a kids club
Okay.
or a gentleman's club.
All
Kids
right.
establishment or
Okay.
a gentleman's establishment.
Like a gymboree or a titty bar, really. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Classic example.
I love it.
Got it.
Okay. So we're gonna get going here. You ready?
I'm
Ready?
good at this.
All right.
You're going down, Blake.
Hell no.
All right. We'll start off here with a candy store.
Straight up.
Straight up.
Gentleman's club.
Yeah, because I drive past it like 6 times
You
a
also
day.
do know.
3 times a week.
But this is to just again get started here. And yes, you're correct. That is
And
the
it-
strip.
that would
Yeah.
be way too obvious. You know what? If you had a kid's place named the candy store, you know how many men would drive up to it thinking it's a gentleman's club. Thank God they put a candy store here.
Like, what's all this
Right around the
candy
corner?
doing in here?
Neighborhood's coming up.
All right. What about nibbles and nuts?
Ooh.
What do you
Nibbles
think?
and nuts.
Well, that's definitely something that's drawing me there now.
It reminds me of like a taters and tots type of situation.
nibbles and nuts.
I'm going kids club.
It's pretty out there for a gentleman's club. I'm going to say kids club.
You're correct. It's a kids club.
Nice.
Feels nice. Feels
Feels-
nice.
I wanted
Feels
a
nice.
Feels so
strip
good when he
club to be
jokes.
ballsy.
so good when he jokes. So good when he jokes.
Okay. How about the best of luck?
Ooh.
Now, this could go either way.
No, this could go only gentlemen's club.
No.
The best of luck.
Best of luck, I think.
Are we going to go
is-
split decision here? Is this the first time you're not going to agree
It's an
with me?
arcade. It's an arcade. I'm thinking kids club.
For best of luck. Best
Best
of
of
luck
luck.
arcade?
I
Definitely
don't,
makes you think.
doesn't make me think titties.
I don't know. I feel like you go to best of luck to get a boner.
Best of luck getting a rise.
Best of luck getting a number out of this place.
Best of luck coming out of here with any quiche.
Best of luck getting home without a DUI. What is it?
I think you have me convinced, but I'll
You're
stick with my
sticking the
guns. I'll stick
gentleman's?
with my guns.
I'm going with the arcade.
I'll go down with the ship.
It is a kids club.
Yeah.
Hate your face.
It's in an arcade? Tell me it's an arcade.
It might be an arcade.
This is fun. Well done, Blair.
Thank you. Okay. Now, what about Wiggles?
Has to be a gentleman's club.
No way.
I'm going
Wiggles.
Kimosabi.
I'm doubling down on gentlemen's club.
Wiggles.
Wiggles, the kids' place. How is that?
Wiggles.
How is that not a gentleman's club?
No, it's
That is
like,
a skin bar if I've ever heard of one in my life.
nah, it's for like under 2-year-olds to just like hang out and worm around.
Oh, to
around
go
for a
wiggle
while.
around the room like for toddlers.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Kids club.
Okay, I see where you're saying.
Yeah, it's
But,
just
like,
for worming out.
Wiggles isn't hot. Like, wiggle.
I mean, it's a rap song, but I don't think it's sexy.
All right, I'll go toddlers too. I'll go kids club. You have me convinced.
Kids club.
It is, in fact, a gentleman's club.
Son
no.
of a bitch.
Wiggles.
You know what?
I got you.
I don't know why I listened to you in the first place.
Oh, this is so fun.
I knew it was a gentleman's club.
Is it down south? Sounds like it's from down south.
Got the legs and eggs special at Wiggles.
That might have been
Yeah.
one in Iowa, I think. No.
I got pink eye from Wiggles.
Go down to Wiggles, bring me back some pork chocolate chunky.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. That's hilarious. Okay, moving on. Now, how do we feel about Rocket Fizz?
Oh, all right. I've gone gentlemen's club 3 times in a row, 2 times in a row. You talked me out of it with Wiggles.
you
I'll
gotta
never
talk
forgive
me
you
into
for
this
it.
one, whatever it is.
Rocket Fizz.
Rocket Fizz.
Rocket Fizz.
If you rocket fizz in your jeans, that's definitely not a good thing. I feel like it's not something you'd want to call your gentleman's club.
This just makes me laugh.
Remember when my rocket just fizzed all over my pants when you took me to the club that time?
We were there for like 5 minutes and I rocket fizzed. We had to get the fuck out of there.
We went back to the car and there was all that rocket fizz on your door handle.
Who'd you piss off, man? Somebody rocket
Yeah,
fizzed all over
Rocket
your
Fizz
car.
all over the car.
If this is a kid's place, we're ruining it for them right now.
I'm going to still go with it's a kid's place and it's a soda shop.
It's like a kid's zone, like it's like a kid's play place in these, right? Like it's
It is, in fact, a kids club, and it's actually a very popular candy store.
Nice.
Oh, just hearing y'all talk about it is just so great. Okay. How do we feel about sweet satisfaction?
Ooh.
100%, no doubt about it. Triple stamp, double stamp, gentleman's club.
I feel like it's in a bad part of town too.
For sure.
You know, it's
You
not.
don't ever want to get caught. It's sweet satisfaction.
Nah, they don't even have parking in the front. Like, there's a separate lot way down the street, and then they bus you over to the club.
That's right.
It's like drive-bys are
It used to be an Arby's.
an hourly occurrence.
Yeah.
It used to be drive-through.
Oh my god.
Still a drive-through.
It's definitely a gentleman's club.
It is a kids club.
Oh,
Candy
no.
shop. Get your sweets.
Candy shop.
It's oh no.
Satisfy that sweet tooth.
Oh.
Here at
You
the
didn't
candy store.
specify candy shop or strip club. You said,
It is for kids.
It is for kids.
These
Is
aren't
it-
just candy stores. These are all just different
is
kids.
that a kids club? A candy store?
It's for kids. It's either for kids or for gentlemen.
They probably got a membership.
How do we feel about the Playhouse?
That could go either way.
Yeah.
Now that's a true barn burner. Right there. That's a real heart stopper.
Yeah, that's like Chutes and Ladders for kids. What do you think?
No. I'm going titty bar.
just
titties.
straight.
Yeah.
You're seeing titties on this one?
You go for
You think they got like pasties on?
No,
or is this
it's
like
like-
That's
nips
your
out?
Playhouse?
tassels and tequila night. You go to the Playhouse.
18 and up, no booze,
For sure.
tits and bush.
Well, I'll have to say Blake is on it. It's a gentleman's club.
T&B
Playhouse.
at the Playhouse.
He came to
Andy.
play.
That's right. Feel good about it.
Get some stains
This is
on
great.
your pants.
Yes.
Well done. This is awesome.
You like those?
Yeah.
I'm into it.
All right. Well,
What's the score?
What's the score?
have y'all even been keeping
Score
score?
here. I
I feel like I'm
it's-
winning.
It's tied.
It's probably tied.
Gentleman's tie.
Just this time.
Okay. How do we feel about pulp friction?
Oh,
Ooh.
that's too easy.
Yeah.
Pulp friction.
It's a juice bar.
No way.
Yeah, of course. It's like,
No way.
It's like Orange Julius, but for kids. Funny straws, colorful cups.
I see like an old movie theater where you go crank one out by yourself. Like a little
go
daytime
Pulp
rain
Friction
jacket.
yourself.
It's like
raincoat movie.
$65 a month, all you can crank. If that's not
Get
a
your
thing,
pass.
I'm opening it up next weekend.
Oh my gosh.
No, it's a kid's place for
It's
sure.
most definitely a juice bar.
It's a juice bar.
And
You're right.
Tyler is
It's a juice bar.
correct.
It's just-
Right, yeah.
Hey, I was correct too.
No.
I
you
said
were. You
Everybody
were.
wins.
The answer is kids.
No, you were
kids
correct.
club.
Yeah.
Like I'm going
You
with
did say
them.
it as well.
But you actually called what it was. But I'm agreeing with you. That had to be it.
If there's not an all you can
That's a terrible
crank
name for a strip club.
man juice bar
Man juice.
in 2020 somewhere, I'm going to make it.
Oh
You
my
fill
god.
it up past this line, you're out here.
Get your money back.
Okay, how do we feel about mermaids?
Merman.
It's mermaid.
Mermaids.
Mermaids.
I don't see anything good coming from mermaids for children. I hope it's a gentleman's club.
I feel like it's like a classy gentleman's establishment.
Yeah.
Like somewhere you go for drinks when the clients are in town.
And then there's another room in the back where
Where they go under the sea.
yeah.
But y'all are both definitely on this one. And yes, it's a gentleman's
All
club.
right, good.
Yes.
That's nice.
Nice.
That's nice.
Okay.
That's nice.
They go show them their clam.
Now we've been to the sea. How do we feel about To the Moon?
Kids.
To the moon?
Kids. All those kids' books. Right out of a kid's book.
No.
To the moon.
You're thinking
No, I see bottomless strip club, tops on.
you're thinking like full chubs, everybody to the moon.
Everybody's mooning.
Like a full room
It's
of
very
boners.
cheeky. And this moon.
I kind of see like those painted on tops, nothing down on the bottom, full cheeks, lips out, cocktails.
Kids club.
Tyler, it does sound fun, but it is a kids club.
Man,
Had to be a kids club.
It is a kids club.
I'd go to that club.
Get hot, never come down.
No. Okay. Now what about honeydukes?
Honey Dukes.
I'm in the same arena as the last place, just a real sweet peach on some short ass shorts.
Yeah, I'm with you more on Honey Dukes for sure.
You know,
That sounds more.
just like every girl in there's got like a real high ass.
Real short shorts.
Something you can just like rest a beer on.
Mm-hmm.
You know
see
what I
him do
mean?
like a wet panty contest.
Tiny boobs, huge butts, honeydukes.
The embarrassing place to go, but in the right side of town.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Really good food.
Gotcha.
It's like a minus.
Hooters crowd, you know.
Oh, y'all, this is great. It's most definitely a kids club.
Oh,
We were way off.
wow.
Y'all made it sound just great.
I'd
Honeydukes?
pay $26 just to get in.
What's the cover at old Honeydukes tonight?
I don't care. I'm paying it.
Right? Meet
Whatever it is.
Me at the Dukes.
30 bones to get in, $27 beer night. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's go check out some honeys and their Dukes.
All right. Now, Sugar 44.
Isn't that a candy place? You've already done. If candy stores in the mix, that's got to be a candy store.
Anything sugar? I feel like Sugar 44 is like a Vegas strip club. Like they're trying to take this thing national. It kills in Vegas, but you know, every strip club in Vegas kills.
The 44 is what makes me think strip club.
Yeah.
That's what's throwing me off.
It makes me think like
Because
steak,
it doesn't
seafood.
doesn't make sense for a candy shop,
titties.
but it does for some titties.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like a cool 69
44
situation.
really just adds that.
USDA grade A.
Like home of the new
titties.
age 69, the 44.
44.
If you think you like 69, just wait till you've had some 44.
You'll have
here,
everybody
sugar.
asking about 44.
Yeah. I really want to say candy shop, but the 44 is throwing me. I'm going titties and beer.
I agree. TNA.
Y'all nailed it.
Yeah. Yep.
It is a gentleman's club.
I think with numbers.
done.
Y'all did such a
Numbers.
great
Numbers
job.
are sexy.
That was well done.
Way to
That was a good game. I was
go.
into that. Into that. We'll call that a gentleman's club tie right
Yeah.
there. Well done, biscuits. Like the way you move.
Sir.
Oh, that was so fun.
That was really, really good game.
Hope those businesses don't hate us after this.
We're all winners. All of us, really. Businesses included.
Oh, man. So I also found something fun I thought I could bring to the table here.
Okay.
Thought y'all might be interested.
I'm interested already. I'm intrigued. See what you got.
How about we discuss sex toys throughout history?
You had me sold at sex.
Stop.
While
I'm in.
we're on
In,
this.
in sex toys.
note
like,
here.
I've been half chubbed for the last 20 minutes, so like, hit me
Ever
with the
since
sexy
Honeydukes?
toys. Yeah.
I know a thing or two about sex toys.
Oh yeah.
But that's like the modern age stuff.
Oh,
We
yeah.
can talk about that
stuff,
all
too.
day.
Yeah.
You're going to
Yeah.
take us on a little like history lesson?
Yeah, we're going
Ooh,
back.
This is great.
No, it gets interesting. Okay, so
Educate us, B.
people have been needing to take care of themselves forever, right? So this is just documented going back. But so I got most of this from Redbook. And this goes back. Okay, so we're even starting 2,000 years ago.
The first
Can you
fleshlight.
imagine? Can you imagine, first off, in your brain, what you think? Okay, so they were using a bronze dildo.
A bronze
Bronze.
dildo.
Bronze.
Well, it would be
dildo.
smooth. It would be
Look at
smooth.
this.
Wow, that is.
First off, it's pretty girthy.
That's
And
a beautiful photo.
there is no
It is.
mistaking that is a dildo. By the way, there is no mistaking
You guys
that is
gotta
a penis.
check out
That
our
was 2,000 years ago.
check out our Twitter page if you want to see this.
Perfectly bronze
We'll
long.
be doing some stories of these
Now, do you think that
bronze ones.
That's
the made for
really nice. That is not what I was
Okay.
thinking.
So
it does
this
not look 2,000 years ago?
No.
they use bronze dildos and also bronze butt plugs.
Mm-hmm.
So they did this to primarily, as they say, maintain the body's chi.
Obviously.
But also, what was
course.
interesting is these were found in their tombs. So these must have been just like so precious to them. They're like,
They
you
were
bury
important.
me with this butt plug. Just shut the door.
Keep the
leave,
pictures.
Don't look at me.
I don't want the tchotchkes. You
keep
give me my
insert
fucking butt
and
plug.
walk away.
Don't look at me. Don't make it weird.
Don't open this thing ever again.
Put it in my tomb and walk away.
I
but you bury me
I just
with
want
it.
it in there with me when I go. Just saying.
You always want your most precious item
For sure.
closest to you. So I thought that was interesting. So moving on to ancient Greece.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they went a different route, and I was very surprised. So they went with a bread dildo.
A petrified loaf of
Wait,
dick.
wait.
Bread.
That it even has veins?
Oh yeah, they like form
Oh,
the bread.
my
I don't
God.
know how it stays.
That is
the way that it needs to.
unmistakably a dildo, but how did they make that out of bread?
Okay, so again,
Form
the
it
whole
with
process.
water.
I'm not sure exactly.
Let that sucker dry out.
Ancient Greece.
I mean, you could use food in many ways, but bread and in the shape. I mean, I'm actually impressed they're able to make like that shape from bread.
Honey, do you have any croutons for tonight? 1 second.
I've made a special crouton for you tonight.
Let me go to the top drawer of the bedroom.
Well,
and
so this is interesting. It was
fetch
used by
the
men and
croutons.
women, especially in ancient Greece, and it was a biodegradable sexual aid, so
it's delicious
helping
too.
the planet.
It's tasty, too. Goes great with mustard.
Caesar salad.
Oh my god. Okay, so another interesting one. Steam powered manipulator, 1869.
Now that sounds...
Steam
that sounds like some
powered
fun.
manipulator. It does not look like that much fun. I mean, this thing.
Th-
Okay,
These are a lot more high tech. I was expecting like a rock with a hole in it. It was like
Yeah.
no,
gentlemen would take turn fucking this rock in the old days.
that was probably before the 2,000 years ago. This is just again documented.
Dig a hole out in the ground and fuck it.
I mean, they're
You-
done.
You mean that tree over there?
Yeah.
This
Sally,
is my fucking tree.
get your own.
You got your own
tree.
fucking tree across the way.
Ancient fucking trees.
My knot. Not your knot.
See if
Get off
that,
my
we'll
knot.
see if that exists.
No, you have to look at it. Okay, the steam powered. It's the first hand crank vibrator. Look how industrial.
this is mechanical.
No.
This is like Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah. It's a dildo attached to a steam engine that produces vibrations, and this thing looks like it would just give you electric shock.
This looks like it's either going to make you some coffee or like cause like a nuclear explosion of some sort.
Yeah.
Oh
Is
my
that
God.
thing insane?
It's like a
I was like, oh no.
that's very electrical. Like
I mean, can you imagine that thing just like
man.
rams it in? Like, I don't know.
Definitely not something I'd want to put inside of me.
I don't want to get that close to this thing.
what are you doing tonight, Rita? Well, nothing. Just going home, drinking some
getting
wine,
steam
breaking
rammed.
out old Sparky. Get a little steam rod.
Steam rod. Oh yeah, I don't know about that. So things started obviously getting better towards the 1920s when
okay.
Electricity came into play. So
For
Polar
sure.
Club, the electric vibrator was.
It was the first electric.
I mean, that's a little bit. I mean,
it's the massager. It's like
at
yes.
least, yeah.
That's like a massager
it
style.
uses electricity, so no more hand cranks. Which, holy cow! And it looks like it was put
Right?
together
Who
with
could
like
get into like getting themselves off when they're cranking that
no.
fucking thing?
This thing looks like it
over
was
and
put
over?
together with like parts from a fishing pole with like a
Yeah,
textured
it
knob
does.
on the end.
Yes, it does. It looks like a blow dryer.
Like husband made this in the garage and was like, honey, I think this would be like,
Oh yeah,
this would work.
it used to be a blow dryer. Now it's a it's a personal massager.
it could be an egg beater. It could be like a cake mixer.
It'll beat your eggs, all right.
That's right.
Oh man. Things definitely got weird in the 40s. I don't even understand.
Experimental
The Oster
war era.
No, the Oster Stimulax. This is a vibrating device
The Germans.
you strap onto the back of your hand to deliver powerful sensations.
Oh, I got one of those at home.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Basically,
I mean,
those
it's like
are
one of those
great.
like pencil sharpeners that just like you
Blake, that's
strap
the
onto your
Magic
hand.
G vibe, like 1.0 right there. That's the original G vibe.
I got one of those
Blake's
that
got one
attaches
of
to my
these.
back. I just go in there.
You got one of those stuck in somebody before, right?
Yeah, this thing definitely looks like it would get stuck somewhere.
Yeah.
And it was marketed for barbers, and people obviously
Wait,
caught on
what?
fast to its
For
benefits.
sure. Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'll take one to go, please.
Oh, yeah. Well, you're all cleaned up. Want to come back and check out the new device?
Your haircut's done. That'll be $347.
Which, I mean, okay, so that was pretty much the crazy stuff. But now you have like the rabbit, the magic wands, all that. But can you imagine using something like, who knew, like bread? I still think I'm like impressed by the bronze.
The bronze
Yeah.
was very impressive.
That thing was,
So that was carefully crafted.
it was.
Like it's
They
it
polished
was
that
flawless.
thing to perfection.
Oh, it got polished.
Got polished.
Oh, it
Got polished real
Y'all,
for
y'all,
sure.
buffed out.
They left it in the
extra.
oven for a while.
I can't.
y'all ever heard of a Fifi?
What is a Fifi?
You ever heard of Fifi, Blake?
I don't think I've heard of a Fifi.
Fifi is like a handmade pocket pussy.
No.
It's like a prison puss.
Like a pussy
Oh,
keeping
that
your
sounds
wallet.
delightful.
Yeah, you make it with like rubber bands and plastic bags.
Oh my god.
Gets weird.
What do you know about a Fifi?
This is like a DIY Fifi. Like,
You learn about these things in the military when you're like far away from civilization for years on
You learn
end.
all sorts of things.
like, yeah, you can either go check out the goat over there,
You make this Fifi.
or you can make this Fifi.
Yeah, and you can
Go in the tent.
put
keep
your
it
dick in
keep
it.
it down. Well, that's some good Valentine's Day stuff.
Yeah. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
Yeah.
Find your Fifi.
Find your Fifi. I don't want to end there. I want us to keep going. The Oscars comes on.
Yes.
We got to do a thing about it.
Yeah.
We got to do a thing.
For sure.
I like that it's
Like
coming.
movies.
It's coming out.
Fucking movies.
Fucking movies, pretty much. It is coming out later today, so we got to put out our predictions.
Who do you like?
So we have
Like
like the
anybody?
top categories.
We'll go
I
through.
could
We'll go through the
probably-
top categories.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's start with performance by an actor in a leading role. Let's hear the nominees.
The nominees are
Antonio Banderas in Pain and Glory. Leonardo DiCaprio in Once Upon a Time in Boringwood.
Nope.
Adam Driver in Marriage Story.
Eh.
Joaquin Phoenix in Joker.
No.
Calling it.
Jonathan Pryce in The Two Popes. It's
I'm calling Joaquin.
an easy one.
I haven't
an
seen
easy
it, but
one.
I'm going to say Jonathan Price in The Two Popes.
Joaquin Phoenix Joker.
I call Joaquin as well.
I don't think he's going to get the Academy for it.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
I think so.
For sure.
I have Adam Driver on my list as well.
That's one of the, I think, easier ones to.
I agree.
Wow.
I think it's going to be Joaquin.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think this was going to be the one for him, but wow, good for him.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
We'll see.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Of those, who do you believe should win? Like, who are you rooting for?
I would root for Joaquin.
You'd root for Joaquin.
I just wouldn't see it happen.
Yeah,
that's
definitely
I
my
saw
pick.
You know, like I like Antonio Banderas and I like Leonardo DiCaprio for sure. Like I like most all of their movies. Adam Driver is one of my favorite actors. He's been one of my favorite actors
He's
for a
been growing
while.
and growing and growing
I
on me.
really, really like Adam Driver.
Some say the budget Keanu Reeves, but
Yeah.
I like him.
I'm rooting for him, but I know it's Joaquin, and I think it's deserved. I think it's
Yeah.
well deserved.
And that's the buzz. people are saying.
I don't know. I don't hear a lot of Oscar buzz.
Yeah.
More of an ESPN guy.
I'm
These
gonna
are
go.
just our crunchy
This
picks.
is what I'm thinking
Still
for
going
sure.
my pick. Haven't heard about it, and those are usually the ones that bring home the Oscars.
You're going Jonathan
Pope.
Pryce, Two Popes.
Yep.
I like your pick. Let's talk about performance by an actor in a supporting role. Here are the nominees.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Hanks, A Beautiful Day in the
I
Neighborhood.
hope so.
I watched it last night.
What do you think?
I give it like a 7 on a scale from 1 to...
Is he gonna get the Oscar?
I don't know.
Oscar worthy?
He's up against Anthony Hopkins in The Two Popes,
Oh shit.
So
Al
hard.
Pacino in The Irishman, Joe Pesci in The Irishman, and Brad Pitt in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Joe Pesci's gonna win this.
I'm going to say that again.
I'm calling Al Pacino.
Tom Hanks, Anthony Hopkins, Al Pacino,
God, that
Joe
is
Pesci,
the
and
best.
Brad
Yeah.
Pitt.
Can we just?
What?
That
And
is
this is
the-
all for a supporting role.
2019 was a good year for some movies, huh?
Damn.
I'm
We're
gonna
good-
call Al Pacino.
Pesci.
Pesci.
JP.
I'm rooting for Pesci, and I would like to see Tom. Even though I didn't love the movie, Tom Hanks did do a good job.
Yeah.
Al Pacino did a good job. Brad Pitt.
I think Brad Pitt could also. Oh, can we please move on to Best Actress? Because I'm kind of excited.
And the nominees are
All right, performance by an actress in a leading role. Here are the nominees: Cynthia Erivo in Harriet, Scarlett Johansson in Marriage Story, Saoirse Ronan in Little Women, Charlize Theron in Bombshell, and Renee Zellweger in Judy. Like,
Ooh, that's a good
damn,
one.
that's a
Star-studded.
really star-studded one as well. That's nice.
I have two favorites.
What you got?
I have, I think Charlize in Bombshell and Cynthia Erivo in Harriet.
Okay.
And also Cynthia Erivo, if she wins this, could be an EGOT
All four.
winner. Yeah, Emmy,
Tony.
Grammy, Oscar, and Tony.
Wow.
So
Well,
she's killing it.
I'm
so
kind
I'm
of rooting
feeling
for her
Cynthia
just for
Erivo
that.
on
That's
this.
awesome.
I wonder how many times that's happened. Like, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's gonna be my call, I think.
I think it's going to come down. I'm actually rooting for Charlize Theron in Bombshell. Like, that's who I'm definitely rooting for. I thought she did really well. More of the makeup people of just how much they made her look like Megyn
For
Kelly. That was
sure.
nuts, but she did so well. But I think it's going to come down to Renee Zellweger or Cynthia Erivo. I think it's going to go to Renee Zellweger for Judy.
Really?
That's what I was gonna say as well.
Wow.
Renee Zellweger.
Academy loves Judy Garland. Like,
Yeah,
that's the
for
type
sure.
of the performance that they really will like. It
yeah.
was really good. No, she's going to win that, in my opinion. That's who I
These
think
are
wins it.
tough. It's gonna be a
tough.
tough year.
It's tough. Let's talk about performance by an actress in a supporting role. The nominees are Kathy Bates in Richard Jewell,
Hope so.
Laura Dern in Marriage Story, Scarlett Johansson again in Jojo Rabbit, only the 12th person ever to be nominated
Yeah.
for a supporting role and
And lead.
lead
For
role.
two major roles like
two
that.
different movies. And then Margot Robbie in Bombshell. Rooting for ScarJo or Margot.
Oh, Kathy Bates.
Yeah, Kathy Bates. Come
Kathy
on.
Bates is either going to be Kathy Bates or Laura Dern.
I'll say Laura Dern is
I
on my
want
list.
it to be Kathy Bates,
Yeah.
but it will be Laura Dern.
Laura Dern.
I'm betting
Laura
on Laura
Dern
Dern.
is so Oscar like
I bet the farm won Laura Dern.
I think it could be Kathy or Laura, but
Just like Renee Zellweger.
Anybody know if Kathy's got one?
I think so.
She have
oh,
one?
I sure hope so.
Because I heard
I
like
love Kathy Bates.
I know.
Adam Sandler and her always
Favorite actors. Like, she's
talking
awesome.
about how she's been snubbed so many times, but
Try
I don't
to
know.
get
She has been
Quick
snubbed a
fact
lot
check.
for sure.
Fact check. Does
Even if she hasn't won, she should have. If she
Yeah.
has won, she should have won
She
more.
is-
She's awesome.
amazing.
While we're fact checking that, I'm going to talk about the best animated feature film of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting category. It gets more and more interesting every year because these keep pouring out. How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World, I Lost My Body,
Didn't see that.
Claws, Missing Link, or Toy Story 4. And I think it's going to come down to those last two, either Missing Link, or Toy Story 4.
Those were some good
Saw
ones.
both of
Toy
those.
Stories.
I'll probably root for Missing Link.
I'll probably go Toy Story.
That
on
was Channing Tatum, LeBron.
No.
No,
Zach
Well,
Galifianakis.
Zach.
Yeah, I think Toy Story. It's a classic.
Do we have a Kathy Bates?
Yeah, we should have known. She won an Oscar for Misery,
Oh yeah.
which of course she
Of course she
totally
should
should
have.
have.
Yeah.
Her best movie is
My
still
God.
Dead. Gosh, she's awesome. She should have won more than that.
I
She
know.
still has
I
been
think-
snubbed, but yeah, I remember that now. Okay.
Again, this is going to be really hard.
This is. I want to move on to cinematography. It's one of my favorite categories.
Ooh,
And this is
yeah.
a stacked set of nominees here. The Irishman, Joker, The Lighthouse, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. You can make arguments
For all of them.
for all of these.
I'm gonna say Once Upon a Time in Hollywood for cinematography. That movie.
No.
The only thing that kept me in it was that it was visually stunning. Every single scene looked
I
like it
remember you
was from
saying
a
that.
different era.
And that is true. That is true. And
gonna
maybe,
say
and maybe I agree with you.
1917.
I think it's going to come down to The Irishman or Joker, but 1917 will probably win it.
I think 1917 is going to be one of the big ones this year.
The Irishman, though, the way that they did Robert De Niro, and that was a 3.5 hour long movie. That's a lot of cinematography.
It's a lot of work.
Era
A
movie.
war through
like,
1917.
yeah. War
Come
movies do well
on.
for cinematography.
And it was like really well done.
1917 could run away with like the rest of it
That's
from here.
what I
They could
think.
win
Yeah,
Best Picture.
I think they're
They
my
could
best
get
picture
6.
call too, actually.
Let's first talk about achievement in directing.
Oh, yes.
The nominees: Martin Scorsese for The Irishman, Todd Phillips for Joker, Sam Mendes for 1917, Quentin Tarantino for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Bong Joon-ho for Parasite. And that is who I'm picking to win this category.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Parasite.
Korean
think
film
it def-
Parasite
yeah.
will win this category.
Really well done.
And that is like, I mean, can you believe Martin Scorsese, Todd Phillips, Sam Mendes, Quentin Tarantino? And I don't think it's
I
going to
think
be either
it's
of
gonna
those.
be-
No way. Bong Joon-ho.
I think from Parasite or from 1917. Sam Mendes.
I
The
agree.
rest of those guys are.
I really just put too hard to call because I just don't even know.
The rest of those guys are amazing directors, but I feel like they had enough talent behind them to carry anything that they would have put out there for them
Very
to
true.
do.
Very true. Very
Unlike
true.
Parasite, that had to have,
I mean, how many Korean films, exploded the way this one did?
yeah, and
Killed
had,
it at
it can
Sundance.
translate over here.
Yeah,
It's definitely going to win some stuff.
it's going to win some stuff. I think this is where they win. I don't know if I feel that way for Best Motion Picture of the Year. Let's talk about the nominees. Ford versus Ferrari, Marriage Story, The Irishman, 1917, Jojo Rabbit, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Joker, Little Women, and Parasite. It's a healthy list.
Yeah, that's a good
It's a
one.
lot of
really
nominees.
hard.
Just named off like all the great ones from the year, really.
I still think 1917 should be like right there. I think The Irishman.
I think it's
could
going
win
to come
Best
down
Picture.
to 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, or The Irishman.
Little Women.
The Joker.
I'm going to say the Joker.
Joker. It could be Joker. Most people would say Joker.
I think 1917 is going to be my final call.
Parasite, though, I think it wins directing, but
Best
Yeah.
Picture.
I don't know. I'd be surprised if it was 1917 or Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but those are the two that I think it's going to be the most.
Because of like the PC culture and all that, I think Joker's got to win it.
I'm rooting for The Irishman or Joker, but I think it'll be
I'm gonna say
1917 or Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
We got to
Good
watch
calls.
it just to see our picks.
Yeah.
What I'm like super jealous about. I heard these swag bags
Oh,
that all the Oscar nominees, they get swag bags worth $215,000.
Wow.
Like I don't know what is in these swag bags, but like
Yeah, it's been a progression for years
That's
and
awesome.
years and years, but in the beginning it was like the first iPhone. Things like that weren't available to the
Can you
normal public
imagine?
and stuff like that would be going into
want
the
a
slab
peek.
bags.
Like we're gonna give out some
Can I get a
pretty
peek of a swag bag?
nice swag bags at like the first Crunch Fest, but
Yeah.
Man,
I mean,
I don't think it's going to be anything to the tune of 219K.
Yeah.
Well, this has been another episode of Something Crunchy. Happy Valentine's Day to all those with Valentines and all those without. And don't ever forget to live your crunchiest life.
And be crunchy to one another.
Please don't forget to subscribe, like, follow, and all that crunchy good shit. Thank you for listening.
I think Brad Pitt could also.
That was such a big one.
It's because all the ones I didn't do, it just like all led up to the one epic.
Magical click.
Oh, y'all.
That one was bad.
Yeah, I think Brad Pitt could also get it.
Brood Pete.
Yeah, why did that come out so?
Let's bring that back.
I don't know what my mouth
I
just
think
did.
Brood Pat, you do pretty well.
You had to call me out. I was like, I hope it didn't sound as weird as it felt coming out of my face.
Anybody else like Brid Pert?
Brood Pat's my favorite actor right now. He was awesome.
Oh my God.